Ancient Iran's culture thrived on national and religious celebrations. Noruz, the spring equinox, marked the Persian New Year with vibrant feasts and family gatherings. Mehragan, celebrating Mithra and the harvest, emphasized gratitude. Sade, a fire festival, symbolized light conquering darkness. These events, steeped in Zoroastrianism and ancient myths, fostered community, honored nature, and reinforced cultural identity through rituals, music, and storytelling, shaping Persian values and traditions passed down through generations. In general, celebrations have been a part of the history of any civilization, and this holds true for all nations and tribes that have inhabited a land. Not only in Iran, but also in countries like Greece, ancient celebrations existed. In the Avesta, the word for celebration is Yazn or Yazna, and in Pahlavi, it is Yazshan. All of these terms indicate a form of worship and devotion. The reason for ancient celebrations was indeed to engage in festivities and purification as a way to express gratitude for the blessings bestowed upon the people by the divine. Through these celebrations, people rejoiced and praised the gods in a joyful manner for these blessings. The first day of the week in the Iranian calendar is called Shanbeh, Saturday, or Kivan Shid. Kivan is derived from the planet Kivan, which refers to Saturn, and Shid is an ancient word meaning brightness or light. Saturn is a large planet, and, after Jupiter, it's the second largest planet in the solar system, being about 700 times larger than Earth. The term Kivan signifies greatness, and Shid refers to brightness, as mentioned. In essence, Saturday marks the beginning of brightness, which is why it was named Kivan Shid in ancient calendrical systems. The second day of the week in the Iranian calendar is called Yekshanbe, Sunday, or Mershid. Mershid actually refers to the same concept as the ancient faith of Mithraism or Mayparasty, which is a tradition dating back 7,000 years. In essence, the name signifies the god Mithra, whom we associate with Mithraism. Mithra is not only the god of benevolence and truth but also represents commitment and adherence. It alludes to the covenants and agreements and unity made among members of ancient societies, emphasizing that Mithra oversees all these commitments. If someone in the community breaks an agreement they've made, they commit a grave sin and essentially tell a lie. In this tradition, there is no greater sin than lying, and this day, Sunday, points to this concept. The third day of the week in the Iranian calendar is called Doshanbe, Monday, or Mershid. Mershid is also derived from the ancient Mithraism tradition. In general, both the moon and the sun are symbols of strength, power, and eternity in the Mithraic tradition. In essence, the day Doshanbe or Mershid signifies the power of the divine. The fourth day of the week in the Iranian calendar is called Seshanbe, Tuesday, or Bahram Shid. There is a story that Ahura Mazda decided to divide his forces between humans and the gods, angels. Therefore, the name Bahram Shid means the victorious god who could enforce these laws effectively. Thus, Tuesday is the day of overcoming darkness with light, the power of faith over the power of evil, and a day to honor the god of victory. The fifth day of the week in the Iranian calendar is called Shahashanbe, Wednesday, or Tir Shid. Tir is one of the Pahlavi words meaning more or increased. Tir is also one of the ancient deities and serves as the guardian god of rain. Ahura Mazda commands Tir to bring rain down upon the agricultural lands to save farmers from drought and to irrigate the earth. In essence, Tir ensures that drought does not occur, and it helps keep the land healthy and fertile. Thus, Thursday is named after this concept, signifying a day of caring for nature, the land, and the celebration of the god Tyr, also known as the god of rain. The sixth day of the week in the Iranian calendar is called Panj Shanbeh, Thursday, or Ormazd. Ormazd refers to Ahura Mazda, who is the supreme deity in Zoroastrianism. Thursday signifies the power of the one true God and the power of Ahura Mazda. It is named after Ahura Mazda as a day to honor and celebrate this deity. The seventh and last day of the week in the Iranian calendar is called Jomeh, Friday, or Ardina. Ardina is also known as Nahid. Nahid is the ancient Iranian goddess, also known as Ana-Ita, associated with water. Friday is named after Nahid as a day to honor and celebrate this goddess. Water symbolizes the benevolence and generosity of the deity towards the people living in that land. In Iran, various celebrations are held every month. In the first month, which is called Farvardin, the Farvardinigan festival is held on the 19th day of the month, April 8th. In the second month, or Ordibehesht, there's another festival, the Ordibeheshtagan festival, which is celebrated on the third day of the month, April 23rd. In the third month, Khordad, the Khordajan festival takes place on the sixth day of the month, May 27th. In the fourth month, Tyr, the Tegan festival is celebrated on the 13th day of the month, July 4th. In the fifth month, Mordad, the Mordajan festival occurs on the seventh day of the month, July 29th. Finally, in the sixth month, Shahrivar, the Shahrivargan festival is held on the fourth day of the month, August 26th. In the seventh month, which is Mer, the Merigan festival is celebrated on the 16th day of the month, October 8th. In the eighth month, Arban, the Arbangan festival, or water festival is held on the 10th day of the month, November 1st. In the ninth month, Azar, the Azargan festival, or fire festival, takes place on the 9th day of the month, November 30th. In the 10th month, Day, 3 different festivals were celebrated, each on a different day within the month. However, after the Islamic period, they celebrate 4 days in this month. These festivals were named after the month itself, and the name of this festival is Diagan. In the 11th month, Baman, the Barmangan festival is held on the second day of the month, January 22nd. In the 12th month, Esfand, the Sepandarmasgan festival is celebrated on the 5th day of the month, February 24th. Plus, Zoroastrians abstain from eating meat for 4 days during each month, which is referred to as Nabur. Most of us are familiar with the ancient Noruz celebrations, but where did this ancient festival originate? The story of King Jamshid from Ferdowsi's Shahnameh provides insights into the origins of Noruz. Abu Rayhan al-Biruni also explained the emergence of Noruz, which aligns closely with Ferdowsi's account. According to Biruni, when Jamshid became king and gained power, he ordered the demons and the jinn to take his throne and lift it to the sky. Jamshid lived on the peak of Mount Damiavand, and the demons and the jinn obeyed his command, taking the throne to the sky and moving towards Amol. The people on earth were astonished to witness this spectacle and rejoiced. When the victorious king saw their celebration, he ordered that every year, on this day, a festival should be held. That day was the first day of Farvardin, March 21st, the first month in the Iranian calendar, and he named it Noruz. During that time, when they wanted to celebrate, they would leap and jump, engaging in lively activities to mark the occasion. We're all familiar with Shahar-Shan Baisori, which is rooted in ancient traditions. On the last Wednesday of the year, people light bonfires and jump over them. They throw things into the fire, symbolically getting rid of the misfortunes and impurities of the old year, and prepare themselves for a new year filled with goodness and blessings. Another ancient tradition during that time was eavesdropping. This practice was mostly carried out by young girls. They would go to the alleys and listen carefully to what people passing by were saying. They would remember these words and use them to predict their own future. It was a form of fortune-telling based on the overheard conversations of others. Kashokzani is another tradition that is still practiced in many parts of Iran. In this tradition, people take a spoon or a ladle and go to various houses, knocking on their doors. The homeowner then gives them sweets, fruits, chocolates, or even pours water over them as a sign of hospitality. This tradition is a way of spreading joy and goodwill among neighbors and friends. In some regions, like parts of Azerbaijan, a similar tradition involves tying a scarf to a house's window. The homeowner offers a gift or places food inside the scarf as a gesture of kindness and celebration. Mordigan is another tradition that takes place on the last Friday of the year. In this tradition, people visit cemeteries on the last Friday of the year to spend time with their departed loved ones and pay their respects. It's a way of remembering and honoring those who have passed away and sharing the arrival of the new year with them. This tradition reflects the deep cultural and spiritual connections Iranians have with their ancestors and their belief in the continuity of life beyond death. House cleaning, wearing new clothes, visiting friends and family, and receiving New Year's gifts, are other Noruz traditions that continue to this day. This celebration extends from the first day of Noruz until the 13th day, March the 21st to April the 2nd, but the main festivities occurred during the first 12 days. Each of these 12 days symbolizes one of the months of the year. Then, on the 13th day, people head outdoors for a picnic in nature, known as Sejda Baydar. On Sejda Baydar, people take the green sprouts, that were placed on the half-sin table and release them into the wild, symbolizing a connection with nature and renewing their bonds with it. It's also a day of joy and laughter, and young people often tie the sobze in knots while making a wish for good fortune. The Mehregan festival is indeed one of the ancient Iranian festivals, but it has become less commonly observed in recent years compared to Noruz. Its origins date back to around 4,000 years ago, during the Achaemenid Empire. Ferdowsi beautifully narrates the reason for the establishment of the Mehregan festival in the Shahnameh. It is associated with the hero Kavahangar's uprising against the tyrannical rule of Zaruk, which occurred on the 16th of Mehr, the 7th month in the Iranian calendar, September to October. To commemorate these events, people celebrate Mehregan each year on this date. The name Mehregan is also linked to the month of Mehr. While the festival has diminished in popularity, it is still celebrated in certain regions of Iran, particularly in some areas of Lorestan. Additionally, in Afghanistan and Tajikistan, there are small communities that maintain this tradition. The way Mehregan is celebrated is quite similar to Noruz, involving gatherings, music, singing, dancing, feasting, and enjoying delicious foods. The celebration known as Sonai is another ancient Iranian tradition, particularly observed in the Azerbaijan region. Sun means end, and I means month, so Sonai translates to end of the month. This celebration takes place on the 31st of Shahrivar, the 6th month in the Iranian calendar, September 22nd. On this day, the crops that farmers have previously planted are ready to be harvested, and people engage in harvesting these products. The story behind this festival is as follows: on this day, the moon and the sun align at a 180-degree angle, allowing the moon to witness the full splendor of the sun. The moon falls in love with the sun but cannot reach it, no matter how hard it tries. This ancient Iranian ritual predates Islam and is related to the concept of the moon and the sun. While this tradition has faded in many areas, it is still celebrated in some rural villages in Azerbaijan and certain regions in Hamadan, especially among Turkic communities. In these areas, people also hold their weddings on the 31st of Shahrivar, which is associated with the Sonai celebration, in hopes of making their love eternal and bringing the story to life in their own way. Kushti Barchuke is a traditional and ancient form of wrestling, often associated with Pahlavani, heroic, culture, that takes place in the Khorasan region of Iran. This wrestling style is typically held during major weddings or the Noruz holiday. The term chuke comes from the Kurmanji dialect and refers to a short garment that wrestlers wear, secured tightly with a white or red sash. In the past, this competition had no specific time frame, and the winner was the wrestler who could bring their opponent down to the ground 3 times. However, today, Kushti Barchuke matches are typically held within a 10-minute time frame, and if the wrestlers cannot achieve a result within this time, an additional 5 minutes may be allotted. This wrestling tradition has spread beyond Khorasan and is now practiced throughout Iran by various ethnic groups and communities. The most prominent venue for Kushti Barchuke is the Gudzainul Khan Wrestling Arena in Esfarayan, Khorasan. Winners of these competitions receive various prizes, including sugar, candy, livestock such as camels and sheep, as well as gold coins and other valuable awards, making it an exciting and celebrated event during festivals like Eid al-Fitr, Noruz, and the 14th of Farvardin, April 3rd. If you enjoyed this video, do not forget to like it, and share it with your friends. Do not hesitate to provide your view regarding this video by putting your comments below. Your comments would help us to improve our work, and also, they help us to take your views into account for the future topics that we select. Furthermore, you can subscribe to our channel to become aware of our new videos.